Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's time for Aftermath. I'm filming this a lot later than normal, but I had to do a lot of stuff after the game finished. But it did finish, West Ham United 2, Everton 1 at the London Stadium. Massive 3 points for West Ham, whose hopes of getting into the top 5, it's not going to be top 4 anymore because I think that's gone and done and dusted. Our chances of getting 5th place, 6th place are still well and truly on thanks to this victory against what was and has been for the majority of the season a very lacklustre and defensively poor Everton team. West Ham took full advantage of Everton's mistakes, some of which were gifted to us, and we made Everton pay big time. I thought that West Ham were quite well structured in the game and had the upper hand from the off. Seen people say West Ham were lucky. I actually disagree with that. I wouldn't say that we were lucky to win this game because I expected us to beat Everton given how poorly they're doing this season and the fact that they are 17th and in a massive relegation battle. That said, I think we really controlled the game. Not dominated, but controlled the game. And got 2 good goals to go along with it. Jarrod Bowen returned to the starting lineup, and I'm surprised that he was on the field for as long as he was. He obviously came off a lot later, but it shows how much we've missed him. He scored the winning goal. He's up to his 9th in the league this season. Let me start off with the team lineups, starting obviously with West Ham. Ryan Frederick started, and as I mentioned earlier, Bowen was back in the starting lineup. My biggest question was, would Bowen last the full 90 minutes? Frederick starting was making me a bit sceptical before the whistle had been blown to start the game, but I was later made to eat my words. I'm just foreshadowing my thoughts to Fredericks in this game. I have criticised Fredericks because I think that he gives the ball away too much and he's not a defensively sound right back. But he wanted to prove people wrong and he started in this game. Everton had a few issues. Donny van der Beek hurt himself in the warm-up. He was pulled out and Mason Holgate came in. Holgate, who is coincidentally from my hometown of Doncaster, was playing in midfield even though he is a centre-back. A centre-back in midfield was like a very strange thing to see because I was definitely playing a player way out of his depth. Why didn't Lampard choose to play Dele Alli in there? And I can tell you one thing. At this rate, Ali's going to end up leaving Everton in the summer. £40 million. He's not hit the ground running. It's not working out. The manager doesn't like him because he's not getting played. Ali would have been perfect to have in that Everton midfield. But no, it wasn't to be. That Everton team has a lot of poor bodies in it. Not at least Michael Keane and Abdoulaye Doucouré, who I don't think pull the weight, and I think they've been poor all season. And that was something that showed in this game. Straight away in the first few moments of the game, Fornals had a block shot. Everton were, I would call it defending, but it wasn't. They were just ganging up on West Ham players en masse in fear of a shot being struck at their goal. And it wasn't really defensive because Everton have no defence. They don't have defence. They don't have really any strong defenders. The only really good defender that I saw was Ben Godfrey. He at least went for it. Michael Keane is just done and dusted out there. John Joe Kenny struggled. And Mikalenko kept trying to cross the ball in with his weaker foot. Why am I still talking about Everton when this is a West Ham YouTube channel? Just a little reminder, James, focus on your own team. So we will do that. Bowen made a really big difference with his passing. He was able to send cut-through balls and slice balls like a hot knife through butter into the path of Mikel Antonio. And we're starting to see a bit of a change in Mikel Antonio because he's starting to show his physical strength a lot more to fight off defenders. Not necessarily got the finishing ability, but he's at least fighting off those defenders and putting that pressure on. Fornals was involved in a counter-attack with Antonio and Bowen. Fornals got on the end of it eventually and forced Pickford into a save. But it was such a lovely move. And again, I had people saying to me on Twitter, that Fornals' passing wasn't good in that game. It was good on the counter-attack. He was a very effective player on the counter system, and he has been for most parts of this season. Rice was good with his defensive work, picking off players, getting the ball back. But this game had a bit of a slow tempo. Nobody had that kick to get going. And I think it just needed the deadlock breaking for the game to come to life. Lo and behold, that happened on 32 minutes. Everton conceded the free kick just outside the penalty area. Said Benrahma and Cresswell are both over the ball. The laws of physics would suggest that Aaron Cresswell was going to be the one to take this, because it's a shot close to the right-hand side of the goal. Cresswell's left-footed. He curled it into the top corner of the net. Pickford was scrambling to try and get to it. No chance. Aaron Cresswell, a Liverpool boy, scoring against a club that he dislikes a lot, is the stuff dreams are made of for him. And then he celebrated kind of in front of the Everton fans. How many middle fingers? Loads of middle fingers from that away end. I can tell you that for sure. After that goal went in, Everton were forced to push back. I didn't see Everton going forward a lot. They just seemed to push back all the time. I mean, Richarlison had a chance where he tried to get it over the keeper. But nothing came of it. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who was partnering Richarlison, shocker as well. If we actually go in for him over the summer, I'll be done. I'll deactivate my channel. I'll just say that right now, because Calvert-Lewin absolutely had a massive shocker. Every single time balls coming into the box, he's jumping about 3 or 4 inches into the air all the time, trying to dive. It's not like ski jumping, mate. It's football. You know, go and do your Eddie the Eagle impression somewhere else, for all I care. But Richarlison, yeah, he was up and down, but I think he's got a bit of an attitude problem at times. He was Everton's only good player up top. And even then, he couldn't produce anything. It just seemed that Everton couldn't cope with West Ham's swift attacks. They're always second to every ball. Every single shot was like a back pass for them, and they just passed it back to Pickford all the time. Good half from us. I thought Fornals had a decent game on the counter. Benrahma was good, but he had his little flashes, but he needs to just do it more. There is something in there, but he doesn't always do it. Bowen, obviously excellent. Cresswell, excellent to get the goal. And Antonio was wrestling and bullying their defence. So, yeah, good first half. Second half, on 52 minutes, Everton equalised. And it completely took me by surprise. I thought this shot was going out. Corner comes in. Fabianski gets it away, even if it is a bit of a muffled clearance. The ball's not really cleared away from danger. Richarlison flicks the ball onto Mason Holgate, who fires it in. Holgate, scoring from the position that he's not comfortable playing in, is a proper West Ham of the old move. You know what I'm saying? Fabianski could have done better than that. He could have reacted, but no. Had to take a massive deflection off Pablo Fornals, but even then, Fabianski, move, save it. And let's not start the Areola-Fabianski debate, because that's just not the point of this at all. But turns out, them equalising didn't bother me, because a few minutes later, West Ham got the lead back. This is shocking. Michael Keane is to blame on this. What's he going to do? Is he either going to pass to a teammate who's completely unmarked, or try and pass into the path of, I think it was Iwobi, who's got 3 West Ham players trying to gang up on him. Iwobi then lost the ball. Antonio goes the other way. One-on-one situation with Pickford. Shot, parried, Bowen, in. That simple. Bowen with the follow-up. Wasn't really an easy finish because Mikolenko was trying to slide in to block it. But Antonio was played onside as well by an Everton player. So Everton absolutely killed themselves with this goal. Playing the man onside and giving the ball away in the first place are just 2 unacceptable things. And you could see Lampard was absolutely, for lack of a better word, pissed off on the sideline. He had face like thunder. And you think being 2-1 down's bad? Bit of a saving grace came for Everton, although it's not the saving grace that you really would think of. Michael Keane was shown a second yellow card and was sent off. 3 straight games Everton's seen a player sent off. And the irony of this was, Everton played better without Michael Keane there. As soon as he was off, they started to really up their game. A few years back, I was one of those dumb people who said that Harry Maguire and Michael Keane would make a very good defence for England. How wrong was I? Michael Keane's actually worse than Harry Maguire. It's only the reason why it's not talked about is because the fee for Keane wasn't as massive. Or maybe it's because Keane plays for Everton. But either way, man, he is a shocking defender. Shocking defender. And it helped us out as well. Bowen came off to get some rest. On came Mark Noble. Everton just couldn't get a breakthrough. They couldn't find anyone. They couldn't get the crosses into the box. It was just getting frustrating for them. Calvert-Lewin came off and on came Anthony Gordon. Why was Anthony Gordon even dropped for this? He's one of their best players this season. He wasn't even playing. Yarmolenko came on for Ben Rama. Thought Ben Rama had an alright game, even though he was a bit quiet. I was rooting for Yarmolenko to score again because he scored in his last 2 home games. Lampard just looked very annoyed still with Everton. They couldn't pass the ball around. They kept giving it away. Basic things they couldn't do right. And Souček was getting fouled a lot as well. A lot of throw-ins. A lot of turnovers of the ball. And we had a full-time whistle blew, 2-1 to West Ham. Let's talk West Ham. Let's talk about Ryan Fredericks for a start. Because I thought he had a blinder of a game. His crossing, his nutmegging and technical ability for a right-back were good. Really good. Bowen made a strong impact as well. Bowen had a really good game with his goal and his passing. We've really missed him. And he showed why he's important. Antonio was physical. Like I said earlier, he was able to fight players off. He was able to be dangerous and intimidate. I thought Craig Dawson had a pretty decent game as well. Cresswell had a good game, obviously with his goal. Like I said, Rice was excellent. Souček was quiet in this one, I have to admit. Fabianski, good for the most part, but I think he could have saved the Holgate goal. Don't care if it was deflection. I think he could have at least made an attempt. He didn't bother. And this is a good win going into Thursday, because Thursday night we're going to end up having to play a full-strength team again. That was more or less full strength in the Everton game. We've got to play that again. And Thursday is going to be a really big one. I'm really excited for it now. And let's see what we can do. We can beat Lyon. They're struggling in Ligue 1. And this game gave us a little bit more confidence. Beating Everton's given us more confidence. And we can bring that with us going on to Thursday's game. Thank you very much for watching this episode of The Aftermath. If you like this video, hit this like button. Don't forget to sub for more content and comment below, because I do read your comments. I do appreciate them, and all feedback is welcome. Thank you very much. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you all soon.